Young filmmakers Pia and Davis arrive in Davis's Scottish hometown to film a documentary about an eccentric egg thief. They are greeted by Davis's mother, Janet, who is initially awkward with Pia due to her American accent and visible piercing. At Janet's house, Pia notices photos of Davis's deceased father, Kenneth, who was a local police officer, which makes Davis uneasy. Later, Pia discovers a collection of Bergerac VHS tapes, sparking her curiosity. Davis and Pia visit the Lochside Inn, where they meet Stuart, a local friend. Stuart recounts a harrowing story about a couple who disappeared from a nearby cottage in the 90s. Kenneth was the investigating officer and was shot during the investigation of the crime, an event that deeply affected the town. Davis takes over the storytelling, describing how Ian Adair, a local man, later shot Kenneth before killing his own parents and himself. During the investigation, police discovered a hidden cellar in Adair's farmhouse containing a torture chamber, revealing Adair to be responsible for the disappearances. Davis and Pia leave a pub, intending to visit the abandoned farmhouse linked to the disappearances. At the boarded-up house, Pia proposes making their film about Ilnar Adair. Davis is initially reluctant due to an upcoming meeting with a documentary film producer, and because Ilnar killed his father, Kenneth. Pia argues the story is compelling because Ilnar was a torturer and killer, persuading Davis to agree. Later, at a film production studio, Pia pitches their true crime story about Ilnar Adair, noting Davis researched the case and that Kenneth was one of his victims. The pair gathers video clips and information, including archival material from Davis's deceased mother's curiosity box. Their research includes interviewing locals, one of whom gets into a physical altercation with another man. Davis and Pia later interview Davis's mother, Janet, about Kenneth's death and Ilnar Adair's role in it. They then meet with a female executive to discuss the film, emphasizing the personal connection Davis has to the story because Kenneth was his father. After their unsettling experience at the farmhouse, Pia and Davis find the atmosphere creepy, a sentiment echoed by Pia during their drive back. Stuart, driving the car, swerves to avoid an animal, resulting in a crash that sends Davis to the hospital. While Davis recovers, Stuart visits him and then cryptically tells another patient, Kenneth, to abandon his film project about Ilnar Adair. Meanwhile, Davis awakens alone in the hospital, startled by a noise and looking around fearfully. Back at the farmhouse, Pia discovers a disturbing VHS tape labeled Bergerac, depicting the farmhouse as a crime scene, featuring forensic investigators, Davis in a sailor uniform, and ultimately Pia and Davis tied up and gagged, before ending with Stuart filming as the uniformed man approaches the camera and destroys it. Distraught, Pia tries to call Davis, but unable to get a signal, she flees the farmhouse towards a river, throwing her phone and the VHS tape into the water. Janet, seemingly trying to stop Pia from leaving, pursues her in a car, yelling for her to return. Pia reaches the riverbank, trips, and falls into the water, her scream cut short. Distraught, Janet searches for Pia in the dark, yelling her name and then cursing her disappearance. She gets into a blue Fiat, seemingly in distress. Back home, Janet finds a box containing old photos of herself with Davis, who is in his police uniform in one of the pictures, along with other personal items. She gathers a stack of Bergerac VHS tapes and writes a note. "For your film, Mum." Janet then puts on a masquerade mask. A flashback shows Janet falling, revealing she seemingly committed suicide by hanging herself. The film cuts to a flash forward of Davis's documentary winning a BAFTA award. At the awards after party, Davis is congratulated on his success, and an actress mentions a potential drama adaptation and the search for an actress to play Pia. Alone in his hotel room, Davis receives a congratulatory message from Streambury and unfolds the note from his mother. He looks at a photo of himself with Pia on his phone, drinks, and reflects on past events.